help it.
Will you tell us about the last
so
three?
the other ones are the growth ones, aren't they? So
Yeah.
you've got the creator. So this person, you know, if you've got a business with the previous three we just mentioned, it's not going to grow, it's not going to develop, it's not going to change. The creator brings into existence the new, brings the new ideas, new ways of thinking, and even pivoting. You know, changing the direction of the organisation through originality and thinking.
Yes.
Then you've got the spirit, of course. The spirit just likes to do their own thing, quite maverick, but actually doesn't fit the mould. But because they don't fit the mould, they've got original thinking they can bring to the table, and they're quite happy to go out and work on their own and do their own thing. So they can work on projects, be a salesperson out on the road on their own quite happily. And then you've got, of course, you've got the searcher, and the searcher is a key one for any organisation because it's all about purpose, making sure you've got the right purpose. You've got, you know, your goals aren't always financially linked, but they're purpose maximisers, not just financial maximisers. So you've got a clear purpose, and you want to make a difference, and whatever you do is making a difference. So those three things are very intrinsically linked to the organisation succeeding also.
Yes, I think one important thing I'd add to that, that's absolutely great analysis, but one important thing I'd add to that would be particularly about the spirit motivator. I sometimes call spirit motivators the people as mavericks, which sounds a bit, but the key thing to get is this. I think we're in a world now where we're increasingly under pressure for what I call, or what Irving Janis called, groupthink. Groupthink, where everyone's got to think what the top people think, and you have to fall in line with it, or it's the door. The thing about spirit motivators are these are the kind of people who actually don't really like groupthink. They will give you an alternative view of things. That is not always popular, and I think in a lot of corporate environments it's very difficult for them to survive. It's okay if you're a salesperson and you're out on the road and you're kind of like, yeah, you're doing your own thing.
So what you're saying is you need them to challenge the status quo?
You need them. They are the status quo challengers.
Yeah.
They will challenge the status quo. The innovator, of course, the creator creates new stuff, and that may be challenging or it may not be challenging, and the person themselves may or may not feel the need to challenge. But if you've got that with spirit, they will challenge. So clearly, I'm not saying the spirit is always right when they challenge, but it's a very, very good antidote to groupthink, which I think is a really dangerous thing for corporates.
Yeah, I can see the value of that. So they'd speak their truth, wouldn't they?
They speak their truth, yes.
Yeah.
So the
and
spirit
wouldn't hold back,
motivator.
wouldn't play the game.
Yes.
Yeah.
And can I just say on that, I haven't got a special torch for spirit motivators, but you know, when I first did the maths in 2005-06, I took the test. I've taken the test about 4 or 5 times now myself. And my first test was I had spirit motivators, what we call a spike. In other words, I had a very high score, something like 37 or 38 out of 40. So being independent and autonomous, and of course I was self-employed, so not surprising there then. But in the last 15 years, actually now, spirit motivator is not in my top 3. It's fallen out of my top 3, which goes to show you just how you change as your belief systems change and your circumstances change and how you react to the environment. So this really is a non-stereotyping tool. So I love spirit types because I was one myself at one point in my life, but I'm not actually one now.
Do you think it's not on your profile now because you've got it?
Yes, I think probably I have got it. I think you're absolutely right. Yes. Yeah. Actually, I did a map once on a multi-millionaire who had Bill the lowest, who had money as his lowest motivator. I thought, yeah, well, of course, you're not motivated by it because you've got so much, you don't need it anymore, and you know that. So exactly, I think you can get to a point where you have something, and then the motivation.
Yeah, I had that with that lawyer because obviously lawyers make a lot more money than you and I can probably make.
Or a landscape gardener can make.
Or a landscape gardener. So he was a landscape gardener now because he didn't need the money. Yeah. You know, he could do what he wanted because money wasn't an issue.
Yes.
So you can see how motivation is so important to working out how an individual is going to work in your business, but also for them personally to get the right direction.